In the past year, the pensions industry has seen some dramatic changes, all designed to improve the experience for investors. New rules called Consumer Duty have been brought in that ensure that pension advisors must be giving advice that gives the best value for their customers, but also means they're being treated fairly. Cheetham Jackson is a firm that's always delivered a high level of customer care and welcomes the new regulations. I spoke to Stuart and Nikki from the firm. Let's start with the general ethos at Cheetham Jackson. What do people get when they come to you for advice about their retirement?
People look at a pension and their perception of it is it's simply a pot. They don't know that they've got choices within it. They don't really understand it. It tends to get put in a bottom drawer and forgotten about. And because there's no attention being paid to it, they haven't been engaged with it. It's almost the look what you could have won kind of conversation. If you'd have done a better job of it earlier, your life could have been very different. We want to understand what the client's looking to achieve. So there's an array of products out there, there's many different things that you can use, but the whole premise of the conversation we want to have with people is understand what are we aiming for, what are they aiming for, what is it they want to do in retirement, what does that look like in terms of the financial requirements to facilitate whatever it is that they're looking to do. Real people need good financial planning as much as millionaires need good financial planning, if not more, because the impact you can have on somebody that's got lower levels of wealth is sizably different. You can make much more of a difference to somebody who's maybe got £100,000 or £200,000 in a pension over time. Getting them an extra 2%, extra 3%, that changes their existence. They can spend an extra £300 a month.
Harry, let's start with a bit of history. Tell me, how long have you been saving for a pension?
I would say probably about nearly 40 years.
And so for the bulk of that time, it was using the old regulatory system. Tell me a bit about what that was like.
Basically, you paid money in every month, straight from your salary in those days, and it was completely invisible. You had no idea where it went or how it was doing. And then approximately once a year, you met an advisor who told you how much you'd invested and what it was now worth. So you had no visibility of what was happening to your pension and whether it was doing well or not doing well. I like to be in control, as most people do. And when you've not got control, it creates anxiety, especially when, I'm not saying every year, but you get to the end of one year and you'd realise that you'd paid all this money in over the year, and in fact your pension was now worth slightly less than it had been the year before.
So how important is it to have a financial advisor then to help you plan for your retirement?
For me, financial advice is just essential for everyone. Doctors deal with life and death, and that's huge. But if you get the right advice, that's kind of dealing with your hopes and dreams, and that's to me just essential. I actually got into the industry because of my nan. We recently had her 100th birthday. And not many people think you'll live that long. She certainly didn't think she'd live that long. And as she went through life, unfortunately my granddad died while she was in her early 70s. And she got some financial advice, and it was as a result of that she kind of lived her second life in her retirement and was able to go travelling with her younger boyfriend around Europe for kind of 6 to 9 months of the year and really, really enjoy life. And now she is still mentally able, physically able, lives in assisted living, but pays for everything herself, doesn't feel like a burden to anyone, has been able to be independent.
It's a much more personal relationship now. For me personally, it's changed significantly in terms of it's a lot more transparent. I can go on the portal and look at my pension and investments and ISAs with a value as of last night. We're already starting to have plans for me to start to use some of that money as I'm becoming much more semi-retired now, and I'm feeling quite positive about it. And my advisor tells me I have reason to be positive, so that's fine for my way of life.